Hey guys, so the first one that we're going to look at is solving this equation here. And we're just going to undo it. So this is going to be very close to one that's on the test. And if you can remember how we did our secret number, what this one is saying is that we have a secret number. This time we're calling it x. We multiply it by 8. Then we subtract 3. Then we divide by 4. And then we add 9. The resulting number is 16. So whereas before you would have like, okay, we took our number, then we multiplied it by 8, then we subtracted 3, then we divided by 4, and our answer was 16. And then we go backwards and we do all of the opposite. So instead of dividing by 4, we multiply 4. So 16 times 4 is 64. And then instead of subtracting 3, I forgot my 9, you guys. But you get what I'm doing. Let's see, it was plus 9. So we take 16 and subtract 9 first of all. Let's see, 16 minus 9 is 7, divided by 4, so then you multiply by 4, that gives us 28. Then instead of subtracting by 3, we add 3, which gives us 31. And then instead of multiplying by 8, we divide by 8. So our answer is 31 over 8. That's the fraction answer. You can use your calculator. You type in 31 divided by 8, and that gives you, I believe, double check with your calculator. I'll know if you didn't listen to this and if you just wrote it down, 175 maybe. Okay, like I said, double check. Over here, we're doing the same thing. It's just that we can do it without making that table. I know the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 9, and I do it from both sides of this equation. So 9 minus 9, this cancels out over here. I'm left with everything else, 8x minus 3 divided by 4 equals 7. Now I need to get rid of this 4, and it's on the denominator. This is exactly, you guys, what we were doing with proportional reasoning. To cancel out what's on the denominator, I need to multiply by it, right? 4 can go into 4 one time. That makes a whole. What you do to one side of the equal sign, and I've seen a lot of you make this line on the equal sign, which is great, right? We make this line on the equal sign so you know which side is which. So you can do the same thing. Oops, I'm not going to divide. You can do the same thing on both sides of the equal sign, and you get that kind of balance that we learned, or the teeter-totter is how I taught it. So now we have 8x, these make one whole. 8x minus 3 is equal to 28. See, we're getting the same things we got doing it the long way, right? Then we add 3 to both sides. 8x equals 31. 8 times x is some number, and that's when we divide both sides by 8. Sorry, you guys, divide both sides by 8. Right, the 8's cancel over here. I hope you caught that before I even said anything. It would make me very proud. 8 is equal to 31 over 8. I ran out of room here. 31 over 8. All right, for the second one, we have to distribute this -5 first throughout here, right? And some of you may be thinking, why can't we use that shortcut you taught us on the quiz and divide both sides by -5 first? And that's because we have more than one term, and that term is not in parentheses. So we're not going to want to do that first, or we'd have to divide 5 and 7 by -5, which would give us an ugly answer. So let's just distribute. We have -5 times 6 is -30. Don't forget your x because that 6 has an x. -5 times -4 is +20 equals, the other side stays the same, 5x plus 7. And we're going to draw down that line so that you know whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side of the equation. So the first step is I want to get my variables on the same side. I want to move these x's to the other side here. You could do it moving the 30x's to this side too, whichever one you want. The 30x's is smaller. It'll probably give us a positive. Let's do that. Let's move the negative 30x's to the other side because it's a negative 30, so we're going to add 30x. And what we do to one side, we need to do to the other side. Notice how, since my 30 has an x, it's 30x, I only put it under the x on this side because I can only add it to like terms. We have that in our notes. I can only add that to like terms. So those cancel out. I have 20 is equal to positive 35x plus I still have that 7. Now that all of the x's are on, all 35 x's are on one side, in this case it's my right hand side, I need to move all of the other numbers around, right? So I have a number, I multiply it by 35, I add 7. When I undo it, I'm going to subtract 7 first from both sides. 20 minus 7 is 13 equals, cancels out over here, 35x. Last step, divide both sides by 35. I've noticed a lot of problems with this last one. A lot of people want to put, no matter what, they want to put that they want to divide by that lowest number, which in this case is 13. But the number you are dividing by is the number next to the variable because that's the number you want to cross off, right? So in this case, we have x is equal to, and I know x is on this side, you can write it either way. X is equal to 13 over 35, which if you put into the calculator is, hold on one second, let's see. Oh, I did get it out, good. Bear with me while I just talk you through this because it would take a longer time to press pause. So 13, I type in 13 first, 13 divided by 35 and 0.3714. Okay, so also x could be 0.37 approximately, right? Approximately. So I've got to make that wavy right there. All right, you guys, let's move on to the next question. This one's a lot easier. My first step is I just have to get my x's on the same side. This time I'm going to move my 5x's because that's smaller. So I'm going to subtract 5 x's from both sides. Remember, don't forget, I am putting the x's under the x's because that's what I'm combining. I can't subtract 5 x's from this 4 that does not have x's. 9 minus 5x is 4x plus 4 equals, here my x's cancel, 7. Now add 4 to both sides, right? And I still have 4x equals 11. Now I'm dividing by 4 because that's the number by x that I want to get rid of. So x equals 11 over 4, or what is that? 2 3/4. So that is also the same as 2.75. Oh, I ran out of room over here on my, oh, there we go, 2.75. So again, I hope you're really listening to these and not just watching me write it down because you're going to miss a lot of what I'm saying. You should also be listening. Okay, let's keep going. I think we have one more here. Yeah, this one was cool, you guys, because I wanted to multiply both sides by 4 because that's the least common multiple of 4 and 2, and I can kind of get rid of these fractions. Right here, this 4 and this 4 cancel, so on this side I'm left with automatically 8x plus 3 equals. What I do to one side I have to do to the other side, so I'm going to multiply this by 4, but I'm going to rewrite this 4 as 2 times 2, okay? I'm going to actually, I want to take those out as 2 times 2, right? Because now you can actually see what's happening. This 2 cancels out with this 2, but I still have 2 left over. So what that looks like is I still have 2 times 4x plus 5. Okay, and now I'm going to have to distribute that out. So I have 8x plus 3 equals 2 times 4x is 8x plus 10, and it's positive because my 2 is positive and my 5 is positive. Now let's get the x's on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 8 x's from both sides, and I have 3 left over on this side because I have 0 equals 10 on this side because this is 0. And remember what happens if we have just a number equal to a number? We need to check, is this true or is this false? Are 3 and 10 the same number? They are not. It is false. So in this case, there is no solution. Okay? All right, you guys, so we're going into the rearranging equations, which I think you will find once you get the hang of it to be actually a little bit easier than solving equations. So I rewrote an equation similar to the one we want to rearrange, but I used numbers because I want you to think about, we're trying to solve for x, so I kept the x there. I want you to think about the steps you can do. In this case, there's 2 steps. You can either distribute, or in this case, since I just have one term over here, we can divide both sides by 2. Since 10 is divisible by 2, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll divide both sides by 2 first. Then we have x plus 4 left over is equal to 5 minus 4 minus 4. In our one with real numbers, we have x equals 1. Now, let's try that same thing with letters. So I don't want to distribute. All I want to do is divide both sides by a. And so then I have my a's cancel, but they become a whole. I have x plus b left over, just like I had x plus 4 left over here. Equals, but in this case, c could be divisible by a. I don't know what they are, but I need to keep it as just c over a. See how easy that was? See how easy that was? I didn't have to do any math. I just had to put things in the correct place. And then subtract b from both sides, and I get x equals c divided by a minus b. Okay? So I think almost simpler and easier than doing the maths. You know what I'm saying? So same thing here. I'm getting rid of x over a. So in this case, the first thing I want to do is it's being divided, right? I have x divided by a equals 1 plus y over b. This is so much simpler than you're probably making it in your head right now. I need to multiply both sides by a just to get, that's the only step I have to do. So these a's cancel, right? So I have x equals, and here's what I can do. This is so cool, you guys. I can just put everything I'm multiplying it by in parentheses, y over b. Okay? And I'm done. Could you keep going? Yeah, you can always keep going, and we could go ahead and distribute this a. It would be a plus, and then a y over b. You could do that, but there's really no need to if you just leave it as a times all of that there. Okay, let's try the next one, you guys. I hope you've tried this on your own. It's just a lot more numbers, but none of the processes are any harder. Okay, we just have 2 steps this time because we're gonna multiply by y, and then we're going to subtract y. So first, to get rid of the y in the denominator, we need to multiply both sides by y, right? And let's do that same trick. I have x plus y equals, and we're just going to do y times whatever is in the middle, right? Because it's really this whole piece, right? Times y plus a over y. Right, now that's y times everything in there, which is exactly what I wanted, and then we just have to subtract y from both sides. And I can't combine anything without a lot of work, which we don't really care to do, because all we need to know is that we're going to multiply this whole thing by y, whatever the numbers are, and then we're going to subtract y again on the outside, and that is it. Let's see, one more here, I think. Cool, so do you know where to start? I think we need x, right? So let's subtract a from both sides. So if I have minus a, these a's cancel. I have 3x equals y plus z plus a. Now I need to divide everything by 3. But what you do to one side, you have to do the other. You have to do it to the entire side. So I take everything and I divide it by 3. And you can leave it just like that. Here the 3's cancel. X equals y plus z plus a, all divided by 3. Or you could distribute that 3 and it might look like y divided by 3 plus z divided by 3 plus a divided by 3. But again, a lot more work that didn't actually have to happen. So this is the first page. I'm going to start a new video for the back side of this page. I hope your studying is going well, and I will see you soon.